Hey everybody, I'm David with Bolivar Live, and today we're back with another great real estate show. In fact, we've got 110 Realty Group is going to be talking to Beth Terminella is going to be talking to one of her customers that she sold houses to that's actually in the short-term rental business. And so let's see what they have to say about getting into it, what they look for when they're looking for properties, and what they're looking when they're ready to get out of a property and why they're ready to get out of a property. So anyway, listen in and let's see what Beth and George have to say.
Hi, I'm Beth Terminella, and I am here with George Scruggs with Bolivar Vacations. And George has been a great client of mine for years, and I wanted to visit with him with his experience with short-term rentals. So George, got a few questions for you.
Okay, Beth.
Okay, so gosh, we've been working together for years. So how many investment properties do you have right now?
I don't know, 10 or 12.
10 or 12 doors. Is that including commercial, long-term,
Yeah.
short-term? How many short-terms do you have?
7 right now.
7, okay. And I know you've got stuff in the future works, and how many long-terms do you have?
With just 2. I started out in the long-term rental business, like I think like most real estate investors do. That's when I met you back after the crash in 07.
Oh yeah, we looked at some great houses, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. But we bought a couple properties then, and we're in the long-term management, rental, and those just didn't work out very well. We got appreciation on the buildings, but the cash flow was neutral to negative, which is not optimal for.
Right.
I mean, it's nice to make some money too while you're waiting on the house to appreciate. And that's when we found short-term rentals. We sold off the long-term ones and invested in short-term rentals, and we've done very well with it. We had 15 houses at one time. We've sold a bunch of them off last year, and we're kind of rebuilding the portfolio now. But short-term rentals, we've been able to make really nice cash flow on them, positive cash flow, as well as tremendous upside this last couple of years in value. That's not. I don't know that that's ever repeatable or not. I've never seen anything like that. But the cash flow's there, and it's an exciting business to be in. Since
you touched on that, the cash flow, what do you look at for a cap rate on your cash flow for a short-term rental?
Oh gosh, it's so hard to predict that from year to year. Just occupancy rates and what rates are doing in competition and whatnot. But we've done anywhere from 15 to 25%.
Okay.
I think cap rate.
That's good cap rate.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I haven't found anything anywhere else. As we sold off some of these houses, we tried to diversify a little bit. We bought an office building back home, invested in an RV park, and what I thought was going to be just mailbox money, like not have to do anything, you just get a check every month, really didn't work out that way. It seems like most everything, you're going to have your hands in it to be successful at it. Really, kind of the exception to that is managed short-term rentals. If you have a good management company. You're not going to make probably not the same margin you would if you're managing it yourself, but the fact that you don't have to manage it, or at least minimal effort into that, makes that really, to me, kind of a unique investment. I haven't seen anything else that's like that you can just invest your money and do your startup and then have a management company take it from there, if you have a good management company.
So you said you started out with 15, and now you're with 7, so you sold 8.
Well, we sold 10, and we've built 2 back since then.
Okay.
And we started out with 0. We built to 15, but.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that later. And how long have you been investing in short-term rental? Because I remember you coming to me at one point and saying, "Beth, I'm going to the beach."
Yep. Yeah, we really didn't. Pre-Ike, we had been down here a time and from vacation and didn't care much for it. But a friend of mine had rebuilt his house down here and was doing well with it in this new short-term online rental thing, and convinced me to buy a lot near his, and we built a couple of houses and then built a couple more and then we did a neighborhood development, and that's how we ended up with 15 houses. That was never really the plan. We just kind of accidentally wandered into 15 houses. Does that even make sense? I've always said if they'd let me win at Monopoly when I was a kid, it would save me a lot of trouble. But
there you go. Okay, so if you're doing so good in short-term rentals, then why do you have the long-term or the commercial properties?
I felt like I needed to diversify after one of those, 5 hurricane years. It looked like a good time to get some money, out of all my money was in one zip code.
Okay.
Seemed like it made some sense to move it to some other places. Mm-hmm. And we did, and they haven't been bad investments. They take a lot more time than I thought they were going to.
Right. Okay. So your return is not as fast.
Yep.
Okay. So I've been with you looking at houses. I've been with you looking at floor plans. What do you look at when you're purchasing another short-term rental in a property?
I think a lot of it is location, and a big part of it is finding your tribe in rentals. I was just talking to some people yesterday about that. The only people you really understand are you. Everybody else, you're just making up stories about it. You know you. So to build your house and decorate it and design it for how you would want it to be, and because there's other people out there like you, your tribe, and they will find you over time, and they'll be good, loyal customers for a long time. I like building beachfront houses because I like hanging out on the deck and watching the ocean. That's my thing. Other people like to be out in golf carts running around, and that's a different thing. Other people like to have big parties. Everybody's got their own thing. But whatever you like to do at the beach, that's what your house should reflect. That's the house that you need for you. If you like big groups, get a big house. If you don't like big groups, don't get a big house.
Right.
You know, if you typically come with another family, make sure you got an extra bedroom for that. If you've got teenagers, you're going to want probably 4 bedrooms rather than 3 because you're going to want a girl's bedroom, boy's bedroom. But anyway, that would be my encouragement to anyone looking at a short-term rental. What do you like to do at the beach?
That's
Find
good.
the house that you want to do, the house that excites you. The people that are like you will find you.
So, okay, you mentioned the 3 versus 4, and there's, discussions on that. Which do you prefer, the 3, the 4, the 5, bunk rooms?
We've had a variety of houses all the way from the very first one we built down here, which is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath that sleeps 8. You wouldn't think that would rent that well, but it's a tremendous renter. It's always been one of our top renters and continues to be. Again, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And I don't even particularly like the layout of it. It's got bedrooms up front, and I really like to have the living room and kitchen up front where the view is. But we've had big houses we've done very well with that sleep, 20, 25 people. In fact, we're just finishing up one right now. Daydreamer just went on the market yesterday that sleeps 24 in all big beds.
It's a great house.
Personally, I don't like bunk beds. So this house it's two king suites, and then it has 10 queen beds in the rest of the house. It's a 7-bedroom. So it sleeps, was that 24? All in big beds, no bunk beds. Nothing smaller than a queen.
Because you don't want to sleep in a bunk bed.
I'm not sleeping in a bunk bed.
Right. Okay.
Even I got grandkids. They don't like sleeping in bunk beds either, really.
Okay.
It's fun for a while, and then they end up getting
That's good.
crawling down, getting in bed with mom and dad.
Yeah.
So anyway, we like big beds. They're all queens, and it's got a beautiful view too, by the way.
Okay.
It's on BolivarVacations.com.
There's your pitch. One more question I have. So you're successful at this, obviously, because you've been doing it a long time. Do you have any systems that you use to help get you through it on a day-to-day basis, managing all these properties?
Well, yeah. It wasn't my intention to ever start a management company. But when you have 15 houses, you are a management company. So we bought some software. It's quite expensive. It's called Streamline. They're out of Arizona, and they do a good job of updating it. It's probably a bigger package than we really need for the size we are, but we wanted to make sure we had something that was powerful enough to grow with.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So
But since we've got that, there's a lot of new software out there. You need to be, if you're going to manage it yourself, you need to be on VRBO and Airbnb both, and so they have to have a common calendar, and you need software to do that for you. You can't manage that by yourself, just going back and forth and blocking dates out, because you'll end up getting double booked, and that's the worst thing ever in this business.
Oh, that would be bad. Okay, so you mentioned before we went on air about when you sell and then using your 1031 exchange money. We've done that, and Dave and I did a video on selling. So, what were some of the things that we ran into that you can talk about when you sold the properties?
I think the biggest thing when you're selling a property is what to do with your reservations. And I know there are some people out there that just, hey, I'm selling the house, I'm just going to dump all my reservations. That's not right. You shouldn't do that. You're messing with people's lives. These are people that trusted you to rent your house, and you need to stick by those reservations if at all possible. I think that's a huge black mark in our industry when you sell a house out from under somebody without taking care of them. There's ways that buyers and sellers can work together, and I've seen a variety of them, all the way from leasing the house back to finish out the reservations to handing the reservations over to the new person. But whatever you need to do, it's important to hang on to those people. It's important for our industry. So, but yeah, that's my biggest comment on selling the house.
Okay. Well, thank you, George. Thank you for
Thanks,
being
Beth.
a great customer for me, and I always love working with you guys. And talk to you later.
All righty.
All right.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the show. George, I've worked with him with BolivarVacations.com for about 2 years now, and they're great people to work with. They really take pride in their homes and take pride in their business. I've seen him go, like he said, from 15 homes down to 7, and then they're building back up again. And that's part of short-term rentals. Once you depreciate it, it's time, some of them, people may want to get out of it and roll their money into another rental. And there's other ways around that too. But anyway, if you need any information or you want to talk to Beth, you can find her online at 110realtygroup.com. They do have an office here in Crystal Beach, and she'll be more than happy to help you get started in the short-term rental business, or if you're looking for a home for yourself, for your family to enjoy down here. It's not too late, maybe this fall. Until next time, I'm David with Bolivar Live. Y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. God bless, and bye-bye.
110 Realty Group on Bolivar Peninsula, located in Crystal Beach, Texas, believes finding the perfect home or property is a necessity for every client. That it's crucial to provide relevant, up-to-date information on the market, properties, and homes for sale to each and every seller or buyer. Keeping up with the market in today's world is how 110 Realty Group exceeds expectations for their clients. 110 Realty Group in Crystal Beach, Texas are your real estate sales professionals, both in beach home sales and property sales. Finding the perfect custom home on Bolivar Peninsula is a specialty of Beth Terminella and Leslie Armstrong. Keeping up with the daily changes and available homes, properties, and the changing market makes 110 Realty Group the choice for several custom builders for spec homes and investors looking for short-term rentals, along with home buyers looking for that perfect beach house for their family. 110 Realty Group for all your real estate needs on Bolivar Peninsula, in Galveston County, and across Texas.